Perfect. Okay, good evening, everyone. We're here for the regular council meeting of December 20th, the one before Christmas. So happy holidays to everyone. And we will go with quick introductions and jump right into the meeting. So we have junior councillor Miriam One. We have councillor Joel One. Good evening. Councillor Shane Pelletier. Hello. CEO Mitch Deval.
Evening.
Myself, Chris Ewan. Councillor Janine Belanger.
Good evening.
Councillor Jason Bodnerchuk.
Good evening.
And our assistant CEO Dominic Lamont.
Good evening.
And just before we start, I'd like to recognize that it is the very first correctional worker day. We have a member on council that is a correctional worker, so thank you very much for everything you've done, Councillor Bodnerchuk. It's not always easy, and we recognize that it's a job that's.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Perfect. Without further ado, we will get the meeting started. Item number 1, meeting called to order. Do I have a mover? Councillor One, second. Councillor Bodnerchuk. Questions before we open the meeting? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? That is carried. Open the meeting at 7:01 PM. Item 2, adoption of the agenda. Do I have a mover? Councillor Belanger, second. Councillor Pelletier. Any changes, edits? We'll go as is tonight, council.
Yeah.
Okay, call for the question. Those in favor? That's carried. Item 3, adoption of the minutes. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bodnerchuk, second. Councillor One. Go ahead, Mr. CEO.
Last regular council meeting was held December 5th, whereby council approved the GFL distribution of funds. Also a study for the building retrofits program, application for that, as well as an application to the FCM for a car share ride project.
Thank you, council. Do you have any edits, changes, additions? No, call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Item 5.1, accounts not paid to be approved. Do I have a mover? Councillor Belanger, second. Councillor One.
3 batches, 18128, tax refunds for 5,500, batch 18127, electric fund transfers for 1,100, and the big batch of 18126 in the amount of 1.5 million. Regarding that batch, you have a summary for council. Basically, it's regarding daycare payments, office projects, life cycle, and operating grants handed out.
Okay, Mr. CEO. Council, any comments or questions? No, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Item 5.2, payroll to be approved. Do I have a mover? Councillor Pelletier, second. Councillor Belanger.
Payrolls number 24 and 25, in number 24, there was a little bit of overtime on the utility side of things. I think there was a little minor water break or something that occurred there. And number 25, a little bit of overtime on the side of public works, but nothing drastic at this time.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. Council, any comments or questions? Call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Item 5.3, CFO report. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bodnerchuk, second. Councillor Lamont.
So our CFO has provided a summary report for council. In that report, he goes through the revenues and operating expenses of the municipality, as well as the utility revenue and expenditures as well. Also provided a report on all the reserve balances that the RM has. And has also a report on the capital projects for 2023, which some are done, some are on the go, where the funding is at and where the funding is coming from, et cetera, and as well as the numbers at the end of the report.
Thank you, Mr. CEO.
Very thorough report.
Yeah, it was really good. I took a look at it today. I appreciate the time and effort that the CFO spends on that. So thank you to him. Please thank him from council. Council, anything to add?
No, just to reiterate, yes, it was a really good summary, really good wrap up. It's in normalese. Legalese or accountability, whatever you have to say. You know, it's great. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. We have no public hearings, delegations this evening, so we'll jump right into subdivisions 9.1.1 4165-23-8292 Valley Fiber St. Adolph consolidation and St. Adolph. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bodnerchuk, second. Councillor Belanger.
This is regarding lands for Valley Fiber for their knock building by the Public Works Yard, as discussed at the planning committee level. no issues regarding this subdivision.
Thank you, council. Anything to discuss?
Good here.
No, we're good. Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. 9.1.2416.5-23-8295 Valley Fiber IDC 1 lot public utility. Do I have a mover? Councilor Lemoine, second. Councilor Boulanger.
Very similar to the first subdivision, but this is in the community of Ildeshane, and the piece of property is a triangular piece out by the fire department building in Ildeshane, again, for the knock building.
Council, anything to add or discuss? No, call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Item 9.2.1 Dutch elm disease tender. Do I have a mover? Councilor Bonnerchuk, second. Councilor Pelletier.
That time of the year where we need to knock down the Dutch elm diseased trees, so Public Works put out a tender. And it looks like Tree Pro has won the tender in the amount of $50,700. So recommendation to move ahead with that.
Council, any discussion?
Just I'm confused by the difference in quotes here
Yeah, very.
from the one from 50 to 250. Are we sure everybody's talking on the same page here?
The quotes I was too, and you look at the quotes, it's black and white. We've got the amount of trees, what's the cost per tree? And there's your, like, so you are comparing apples to apples. It's pretty. Like prairies is $4.50 a tree and Tree Pro is $96 a tree.
Yeah.
So that's 4 times the amount.
Sometimes companies will put in the bid just to put in the bid,
Right.
right? And if nobody else bids, then guess what? They might get the contract.
Mhm.
So, but this program has provincial funding involved as well, so they kind of know the parameters of the provincial program. Bid accordingly, so. Yeah, very strange submission.
Mhm.
Anything else from council?
No, your end is not, holds no liability insurance purpose, like these guys are bonded, insured, the whole, like, they just come and cut.
Correct.
Yeah.
One of the further resolves is that there's a performance bond, certified check and a letter of credit also to be submitted to us, so that's how we address those issues.
Okay, that's it.
Excellent. I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. 9.2.2 amendment to personal protective equipment policy. Do I have a mover? Councilor Boulanger, second. Councilor Pelletier.
Just a change in policy regarding safety equipment for the people of Public Works and Utilities, as discussed at the Public Works Committee level. So we'll go ahead with those minor changes.
Council, any comments?
Just if we're gonna do these, can we get the changes highlighted in our version? Okay, when we're looking at it. I had to step out when we were talking about this. I didn't know what the change actually is.
Okay. Anything else for council?
That's it for me.
I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. 9.2.3 two-way radio cell phone allowance. Do I have a mover? Councilor Bonnerchuk, second. Councilor Lemoine.
Again, discussed at the Public Works Committee, and I was not there when I walked out of the room, but understandably so, communications going from analog to digital, makes sense, but there's a cost involved with that. I think a workaround is by providing compensation to employees to use their cell phone, their personal cell phone as part of doing business.
Council, any comments?
No, makes sense.
Call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. 9.3.1 November 2023 building permit reports. Do I have a mover? Councilor Boulanger, second. Councilor Lemoine.
For the month of November, 13 permits, 5.6 million in construction value, total fees brought in at $8,800. Wish it was 8.8 million, but not the case. Total overall up to date, compared to last year, we are sitting at 213 permits at 55 million in construction value at 132,000 in permit fees. Slightly down, but overall not too bad compared to last year.
The value is up.
Cost of living products cost more.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense.
Still good though.
Yeah.
Anything else for council?
I just want to bring it to your attention, if you look in the summary that Grand Point. Word for Grand Point, next to
Duly noted, highway goal for Grand Point.
it.
We put in the notice. Anything else from council? All for the question, all those in favor? That's carried, thank you. And we will go to item 12, adjournment. Do I have a mover? Councilor Lawrence, second, Councilor Belanger, any final comments? Perfect, thank you, everyone, I appreciate it. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, have a great, rest of the 2023 year, and we will see you in the new year.